Well, I don't. Okay, then I don't. Just kind of wondering. Didn't want to get on top of somebody's frequency if something was going on there. But we jumped up on 20 meters for a few minutes, and I got to look at the time when to come back down here on 40 and give it a go this evening. There, Roger.
Roger. I tried to call for a while there, but I couldn't find anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting out very good. You got a good signal on here. You're 5'9" into northwest Minnesota.
Yeah, you're the same way there, Dan. I've got you a good solid 5 and 9 up in Carlstadt. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger.
Yeah, like I said, I think I heard you there earlier, and I was kind of trying to find an open spot there on the band, and I thought, well, let me go to 20 meters real quick, and end up hitting a station out of Brazil and then out of Florida. And I said, well, let's just see if we get back up at 40 meters. We try to do a live stream here on YouTube in the evenings, 7 o'clock Central here on 40, so we just started a few minutes ago. So we've got you live here on YouTube as well, Dan, and it's also recording. We've been having fun with that for the last few months. We don't get an opportunity very often to hear ourselves on the air, and with the playbacks, people can listen to the QSOs and see how they sound on the air there, Roger.
Roger, you're doing that right now, you said?
Yeah, we started a few minutes ago. My YouTube channel is my call sign. I've got a link on the QRZ page, or you can go right to YouTube, type in that my call in the search bar, and it'll pop up the video, show you a bunch of videos. One is to say live, and we've been live now for just right at 3 minutes there, Roger.
Well, that sounds interesting, man. Very interesting.
Well, like I said, we're always trying to tweak and improve things, and it's just a little additional dimension, I guess you would say, to amateur radio. I didn't start this. I wasn't the first, and I probably won't be the last. I had a lot of help along the way, and a good friend of mine down in Cutler Bay, Florida, doing a live stream quite a bit, and I checked in with him, and always thought I sounded really good until I heard the playback, and I kind of tweaked a few things and made it sound a little better, and checked in with him a few times, and it turned into a couple of emails and into phone calls, and he said, you should try it, I'll help you get it set up. So here we are, having a great time with it, but the bottom line, just making contacts and having fun in the process there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. That don't sound very good, though. We got COPD so badly, I already talked.
Well, we've been really fortunate, especially here on 40 meters. We've been doing this now for 40 meters for a good 3 to 4 months, and I really do like it here on 40 meters. You get on 20 milliohms, and you just kind of you end up going over a lot of stations. But the thing I like about 40 meters is the operators here on 40 are very nice, very cordial. They've all got great signals and wonderful audio, and it just makes it a whole lot of fun here on 40 meters there, Roger.
Yeah, 40 is great when I can get on. It's usually been so loud up here, I haven't been able to get on. My background might have been so bad. Tonight is nice and clear, so I thought I'd jump on for a while tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it sounds real good in my receive, and I'm surprised that I haven't heard you before. I did pull up your call and looked for you in my log. I didn't see a contact, so we certainly do appreciate the first one there on 40. And as many operators out there, you're bound to hit new ones here lately, and that makes it fun as well. And again, it's more than likely you and I would not be able to work on 20 meters or something else, and that's again what I like here about 40. 100 watts on a wire can go a long way on this band there. Go ahead.
So I got exactly 100 watts on a wire. Well, where are you at? Where's your QTH?
We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri there. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, I'm about 30 miles through Kansas City.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to cut it short here. I got to get going. So. Anyway, it's really nice talking with you. Enjoyed it, and we'll try it again.
Yeah, Dan, I do appreciate it as well. Like I said, I heard you there earlier, but we're just kind of moving up to 20 meters real quick, but glad that you're kind of still hanging around a little bit. Glad we got a chance to have a short QSO. Again, thank you for the first one, and hopefully we'll have a chance to do it again real soon. If you hear us out here on 40, by all means, give us a shout again, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. Hey, you and yours be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of the evening and the week coming up, and we'll certainly talk to you down the log, as they say. Whiskey 0 Delta November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, sir. 7-3s.
7-3s, K0RWE, Whiskey 0 Delta November, calling clear.
All right, sounds good. That's Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations come with your call?
Whiskey 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee. Kilowatt.
Whiskey 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee. Boy, there's a great signal. Hey, Walter, how's it going this evening?
Hey, it's good, Randy. I'm glad to see you back on the air again. I've missed you.
You and me both. You and me both. I tell you what, if it hasn't been a crazy summer, I don't know what it is. Radio goes down and gets shipped out. The other one blows up on me. Your tower comes down, and crazy life gets in the way. And I guess that's what makes it exciting. But we certainly have missed our time out here. We got out here a little bit last night, and I think here we are again tonight, and I'm hoping we can continue doing it there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really would miss it myself. I don't know how you were beside yourself, not having anything handy to do all this.
Well, the rig I'm on, this is my Yaesu. I had it 2 months, and then it just stopped transmitting, so I sent it back to California, and they said it could be 3 to 4 weeks. And I said, I don't care, as long as just do it and do it right. And then the backup was the 7300. We had a power surge thanks to a squirrel on one of our transformers, and kind of put that radio under the weather. So we were without for a couple of weeks, and weather took the tower down and been up a bunch of stuff on the beam and got that back up. It's just been a very eventful summer, but we're down but not out. We're back on the air, and I'm hoping we're over that stuff there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, we've had a lot of these storms come through here also, but we're fortunate and haven't had any damages to worry about. And I think a lot of people around the country has really seen some unusual weather this summer. Over.
Yeah, it's been really, really crazy. And a lot of it here just in the Midwest. And I kind of count you that as well. And it's just at least around here, it just kind of comes out of nowhere. You hear a little static and whatever here on the radio or whatever, and we had some straight line winds that came through about 100 miles an hour, and this was the first and be the last time I ever put a guy wire into one of my trees, and a guy wire was on a limb about a foot and a half, so it was a good sized limb, and the wind grabbed it, took the limb down, and of course it was hooked to the guy wire, so when it went down, it took the tower with it. Didn't really hurt the tower too much, didn't make the antenna feel too good. We got some replacement parts for it, but it's just one of those things, and I guess it's the kind of stuff that makes you want to get up in the morning.
Yeah, if you don't have things like that, you'd probably be pretty bored with life. You got to spend some time playing with your radio, your gear, your antennas. I think that's all part of the hobby that makes it so exciting. Over.
Oh yeah, it's just a ball, absolute ball. Well, I'd like to say we're back to normal, so to speak. We're back on the Yaesu, so we can put the right display up on the channel. We got the 7300 back. We are leaving. We're going to be doing a portable live stream again. We did that over Memorial Day weekend, but we're going to be Colorado, Wyoming, and South Dakota, starting on the 1st of August through that following week. So we're hoping logistics work out and the equipment does as well to be able to do this again. Only we'll be out there doing it portable. We only may have a half hour, 45 minutes here or there, maybe get run off out of a parking lot, whatever. But that's what we're going to try to do, and it should be some fun. We're even contemplating maybe doing some QSL cards for the different spots we go to. There, Roger.
Roger that. I've been doing a lot of parks on the air lately. Just spent one this past weekend. And the weekend of the 1st, I'll be at a park here portable, and maybe you'll be on the air that day, and I can hunt you down and give you a talk to. So.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, it's always fun when you're doing that park to park, or even portable. That's a lot of fun. Portable mobiles, that's always a good time as well. I think we did a little test last night. We were flipping back between this antenna and our portable that we were going to take with us, and there was a little bit of a drop, but not really significant. So we're really happy with the portable antenna we're going to take with us. it breaks down to just about a foot, and you put it in the bag, throw it in your backpack, and off you go. So it worked out really, really well last night as we were flipping them back and forth on QSO. So if we can get everything put together, I'm hoping we can do this live with the wireless router. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll probably record it and upload later, but it should be a lot more fun live. But we'll just see how it works out there, Roger.
Roger that. Technology is great sometimes, but sometimes it's a real pain in the butt, isn't it? Over.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Of course, where I'm at now is in the country, so we're working off the same wireless router. Basically, it pulls signals off of the cell towers. So if you've got a good cell tower nearby, no problem. But, if you don't, it can be a real challenge. And we ran across that last night. The system shut down about 3 different times. We had to reboot while we're trying to do this on the air and the live stream. We've got the router up here right next to us now, in the window pointed to the west. Hopefully we're getting a fairly decent signal with it. It doesn't look like it's shutting me down yet, but it is one of those things. And for me, I'm the essence of amateur radio, because that's how it ends up being there, Roger.
Roger that. What kind of antenna are you running tonight?
We're back on our dipole. It's 38 foot off the side of the tower. It's pretty resilient. It went down when the tower did as well, but it didn't really hurt anything. And we've got it in a kind of an inverted V configuration. It's really kind of a weird looking the way we've got the arms set. One of them is off the back on the side of the patio, and the other one has a little extra wire that's off the side of one of my gutters. So it's not in a really conventional looking dipole configuration, but but it's been working anyway, Roger.
Roger that. You're sounding really great here tonight. You're a strong 5'9" coming in here. I'm running a vertical Comet 250V, and I like my 73-foot wire I stretch when I'm portable. I think I get a lot better sound, but I know here at the QTH with this vertical, I'm really getting down a lot farther. Over?
Yeah, and it really, it kind of varies, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Our portable is an MP1 by Super Antenna. I've talked about it several times in the past. It's basically a manual screwdriver, and you slide the slide up and down on the coils until you dial in what band you want to be on. And we use a 3-foot tripod it sits on. So from the tip of the antenna to the ground, Walter, is almost 10 foot. So it's not very tall. And again, it collapses down to a foot. You can throw it in your backpack and off you go. But the biggest key, of course, is we cut ground radios for each specific band. And last night we used 4 ground radios, which is nothing but stereo speaker wire for 40 meters. And we even kind of bent them into an L configuration, so we weren't taking up a whole lot of real estate. And again, a little difference in this antenna, of course, because of altitude, but gosh, it really did well. It may have dropped an S unit or 2, but people still didn't have a problem hearing this. So again, we've been really happy with it. We've used it for several years, and looking forward to taking it with us out west.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you taking the trip. I'd like to give you a contact portable to portable. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, again, it'd be interesting. At my QTH, you and I have talked before. There's a lot of other stations that have checked in from time to time, at our standard, distances and so forth, especially here on 40. So it'd be really interesting, moving another 700 miles west, give or take, and to see how that plays out. Stations that I can work in Colorado, am I going to be able to work them again while I'm there, or what have you? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I just hope we're able to work this in. It's not a radio vacation, so to speak. It's a combination of things. So we've got to pick our moments, but we're looking at getting some radio time anyway there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I'm always looking to get radio time myself. Job and life and commitments always seem to get in the way. But I'm going to get off here, let someone else jump in and have some conversation with you. It's good hearing from you, good talking to you, and you take care in 73s.
Hey, Walter, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you giving us a call. Again, just started here on 40, wasn't really sure what we were going to get, how well it was going to work or whatever, and it feels like we're doing this for the first time. We're awful rusty, at least it feels that way, but I think, it looks like we worked back in June not your fault, my fault, but hopefully we're over those hurdles. As always, you and yours be safe, be well. Look forward to it. Hopefully we'll have a few more QSOs before you go portable and I do, and we'll be kind of looking out for each other. I think it'd be a great time as well. So I'll say 7-3 tonight, and hope you get a chance to work again here real soon. Whiskey 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Walter, 7-3s. Okay, QRZ, K0 RWB. Any other stations? Come with your call.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo India Zulu.
I got a Kilo Echo 0 station, please.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo India Zulu.
Oh, that one there, that got it that time. Kilo Echo 0, Romeo India Zulu. Hey, Roman, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I tell you, it's been good so far. We make a call and we're getting some in return. So yeah, it's turning out to be a good night. I like to think the band is starting to open up here as if the evening goes on. I'll look at the meter next go round, but nice to hear you out of the Minneapolis area there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of just turned on the radio. I heard you guys talk about some kind of portable antenna with a whole bunch of radios. I was wondering what you were talking about.
Well, I've got this portable antenna that I used back in 2016 during the national parks on the air program. Did a lot of activations at different national parks, and it's basically called an MP1 by Super Antenna. It's a manual screwdriver, and you just slide the coil up and down the coils to whatever band. It'll go from 6 to 40 meters, and it breaks down to about a foot in diameter. You can Google it and you can find the antenna. They still make them today. It's a terrific little antenna, really nice for portable ops. I used it originally with a little 2-foot tripod, which was one of the music stands you had in high school, and I took the shelf off, and it even comes with those C-clamps, so you could clamp it to anything, a picnic table, whatever else. But for me personally, the biggest key was ground radials, and I cut my ground radius for each specific band, and I generally run 4, sometimes 6 or 8, and you just clip them onto the top of the little base where the antenna screws into. And it works really well considering the size of the antenna and how easy it is to set up and take down there, Roger.
Yeah, I have a real similar antenna. It's called a Wolf River coil, and it's made for the same bands. You can get a bigger coil that goes up to 80 meters, but I generally, at least when I'm traveling, don't use that. I usually am on 20 or 40, so what I have is more compact, lighter, and same kind of thing. It's like a tar heel. It's got a coil and it's got a little metal piece that kind of slides up and down along the coil, so it does the same thing. Over.
Yep, and that's exactly right. Chameleon makes an antenna as well that's really close to that. That kind of works that same way. We just happened to find this right in the beginning when the National Park program started. Actually got it off of eBay from another ham, and it comes in the box with ribbon tail. I call it computer ribbon that you would use for a counterpoise, and it was designed to work all of them. Well, it was not very efficient. I found out just by trial and error that the antenna worked better when I had the radials cut for the bands, and that seemed to make a big difference. So we took it many different places. We've used it from time to time. We did a portable live stream over Memorial Day weekend, about 2 hours to the northeast of us, all batteries, of course, and running the wireless router at the same time, so we were live streaming like we are now, and it was a whole lot of fun. And again, it's a very low profile. It doesn't have a big footprint. It's not really obvious antenna. You don't have to throw any cables or anything over limbs and that kind of stuff. And we've just really liked the way it performed, and again, it's worked really well for us.
Yeah, I like all those characteristics. Plus, you get to play with more than one band. I do use a PAC-10 for when I know I'm going to be on 40 meters or 20 meters, and it has better performance, but you got to either find a mast or throw it up into a tree. And a lot of the times when you're doing POTA, if somebody's around, the park rangers don't like to see things hanging out of the trees, at least around here. So, yeah, the tar heel or the Wolf River file's a good backup for me. Plus, you can throw it on the car with a magnetic mount, and then you don't have to even use the radials when you do that. Over.
Yeah, that's very true. I can get away with one if I wanted to, but I get a much better radiating pattern, of course. Putting them in a circle configuration, so to speak. And even if I'm limited on real estate, I can go out about 10 foot and turn them into L's, and so it doesn't take up a whole lot of ground. And as long as you got the same length, it works out really well. They've got a slide sheet that you can get that shows you if you move it up so high, this is 17. If you move it up to this spot, this is 20. And I didn't get that, so I use an analyzer, to get it whatever band I want to get at, and then I just take a Sharpie and I've kind of lined it, so I know when I slide it up on the coil, well, here's where 20 was, here's where 40 is, and it's usually pretty darn close. And then I've got a good 3-to-1 match in the antenna tuner in the radio or on the amplifier, so it does dial in pretty good. Again, we used it last night. We were flipping back and forth between this antenna and the other one, and not a really big drop off, so we know it's working well. So very excited in the next week to 10 days to be able to use it when we go out west. Roger.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Where are you in Colorado? Over.
Well, we're going to be heading out to Denver. We're actually just east of Kansas City, Missouri. That's our home QTH. We're going out the 1st of August, Denver up into Devil's Tower up in Wyoming, and then over at Custer National Park through Rushmore, and then out in the Badlands. And we're hoping to do quite a bit of portable live streaming while we're there, Roger.
Yeah, I've been to all those locations, and they're all nice. Actually, we used to go out to Estes Park, Colorado every summer, and we stopped doing that. But this time of year, that's probably about the same temperature as it is here in Minnesota. We've been hitting the 90s like everybody else. Over.
Yeah, we've escaped those so far, but they did say tonight that we're going to be getting those over the next 5 or 6 days. And I'm like, oh boy, we're really excited to going back into the 90s. But you get up around 5,000-6,000 feet, it will cool off a little bit. That's kind of where we're going to be staying for the most part. And so hopefully we can escape some of them. We're hoping that that the time will permit that when we can get out and do some portable work, it'll be around that 7 o'clock Central Time, even though we'll be mountain. We're trying to do that 7 o'clock Central Time frame. It could be, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour at the most time frame, but we're going to give it a go. We're looking forward to it, and I think some other folks that have checked in with me regular are as well. Again, contacts is the name of the game. We'll just see how it works out, but we're really getting geared up for it there, Roger.
Yeah, what are you using for your portable radio?
We'll probably be using this one. This is the ASU FTDX10 that we've had now for about 4 or 5 months. We do like the display. Of course, we can broadcast the display on our YouTube channel. We are live right now on YouTube as well, Roman, I don't know if I told you that, but we're able to take the display and put it up onto the channel. So we're going to be taking this radio with us, and then we'll be running off of 3 deep cycle marine batteries. So it'll all be battery, it'll all be portable, and we're trying to do the live stream at the same time. So a lot of balls in the air we're juggling, and hopefully it'll work out for us.
Well, sounds like a really nice trip. I think I'm going to let you go and see if you can pick somebody else up. You're also getting some interference, but it looks like it's disappeared now. Over.
Yeah, I notice a lot of stuff going on in the band right now, and I hear some static crashes out in the distance. Not sure exactly where it's coming from, but it is what it is. We'll work through it the best we can, and see how many contacts we can make this evening, and see if we can share a little information, a couple of stories, and whatever else in between. But hey, thanks for giving us a call tonight, Roman. Hope we get a chance to work again. I looked at my log, and we did talk back in March, so I guess we were just about due again, and same here on 40 meters as well. So I'm hoping we'll have a chance again real soon. Even when we're out doing the portable, you never know. Hopefully we can reach back this direction. And if you hear us out there, by all means, give us a shout. So you and yours be safe, be well as always, and enjoy the rest of your evening and the week, what's left of it. Kilo Echo Zero, Romeo India Zulu, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Roman. 7-3s.
7-3, looking at the prototype, hopefully you shot there, and we'll be looking for you. Kilo Echo Zero, Romeo India Zulu, clear.
Okay, Roman, sounds good. Hey, QRZ, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Any other stations, please?
Bravo, this is November 9, Delta Romeo Charlie.
November 9, Delta Romeo Charlie. Is that a Roger?
November 9, Delta Romeo Charlie. Good evening.
Yeah, that sounds like Delbert there, Roger.
That is the guy.
Well, good evening. Hey, you kind of come around above the noise there. We were trying to listen to Roman clear, and I heard a few of you guys out there at the same time, but when he cleared, we were able to pull you out. Do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call this evening. The name here is Randy, the QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, and we're also live here on YouTube there. Go ahead.
Roger that. Well, Randy, it's good to have your acquaintance. Good to talk to you. You've got a beautiful 10 over S9 signal here, occasionally 20 over at times. So you sound real good here into the state of Wisconsin. I'm about 35 miles north of Madison, outside the little village of Rio, R-I-O. Roger?
Oh, fine business. Well, you know, I planned that. I wanted to have big signal. I have no idea. You know, all you can do is hope for the best. This is one of the greatest bands that you can work, 100 watts in a wire and be very, very successful. So, it's always fun. I do like 40 meters, and I've said that many times as well. You find some of the greatest operators in the world here on 40 meters. Great signals, terrific audios, makes it a lot of fun. And when you're making those contacts and you've got good audio, it really does help out there, Roger.
Roger. I could ask you then, since you've got such a good signal, is the audio acceptable on this end?
Yeah, it sounds great in my receive. You're 5'9", just about 10 over as well. I'm certainly not a connoisseur of audio, of course. I've kind of dived mine in from time to time because I've listened to myself on the playbacks. Actually checked in with a good friend of mine down in Cutler Bay, Florida, Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, and he's been doing the live stream for quite a while, over a year or so, and I checked him in a few times, and I always thought I'd sounded really good on the air, or at least in my headphones, and then listening to him on the playback, I go, oh, that just sounds awful. So a little tweak here and there. This is as good as it gets, whether the people like it or not. But this is actually what I sound like when I listen to the playback. So unfortunately or fortunately, this is what we get there, Roger.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you sound beautiful. I just haven't had a chance. I'm running my Kenwood 950 SDX here, just with the Heil PR40 microphone, no outboard audio equipment yet. I don't know. I may not go down that path, but yeah, I just haven't had a decent station with a good copy on me to actually make sure that we sound acceptable. So appreciate the input.
Oh no, I think it sounds great. PR40 was a quick, really tough toss-up. I've got the 781 that we're on right now, and the PR40 gives you a little bit more lows, of course, than this does. And we did have an opportunity to try 4 different microphones. We're very lucky. We've got an amateur store here in the Kansas City metro, and we tried the PR40, the 781. We tried the Heil Gold Line, and the HM12, I think it was. And the 781 seemed to work a little bit better, based on my voice characteristics. I mean, they're all great mics, don't get me wrong, but I think they're different mics for different people just because of the way our voices are. But again, don't take my word for it. You go to my YouTube channel if you want. I've got a link on my QRZ page, or you can go right to YouTube, put in my call, K0RWB, look for the one that says live, which we are right now. And about 27 minutes in, you could fast forward, listen to her QSO, and see how you sound yourself there, Roger.
Oh, Roger, yeah, I'm just trying to, actually, I was going to ask you what the YouTube channel is here. It's K0WRB, is that correct?
Oh, pretty close. Kilowatt Zero, red, white, and blue. Romeo, Whiskey, Bravo.
Very good. Okay, well, I'm sure other people are going to be wanting to jump in there. Oh, there you are. Okay, I will, I see it says my stream will begin shortly, so it's not like live right now then, correct?
Oh, it should be. If you look at the screen, there should be one down the bottom right-hand corner that'll say live. Again, I don't know how YouTube sets them up, or how they line them up and so forth. I've seen some. I've gone to it, and the first one that pops up was back in April, so I don't really know. But if you scroll down or what have you, or maybe at the top of the page there'll be one that says live, so you should see one that'll have live on it. And again, I think we probably started the timestamp at about 27 minutes in. You could certainly fast forward up to that point. It's about a 20 or 30 second delay. I think it's between servers and what YouTube does as well, so it's not, spot on every second, so there is quite a little bit of delay, but again, it's still kind of fun to hear ourselves on the air. Roger?
Okay, very good. Yeah. All right, I got you now. So, okay, I'm going to take a listen in and let you carry on, and pleasure was mine, and you take care. It was great to have a conversation with you there, Randy. I'll say 73 for now, and just listen in and listen to your final there. This is November 9, Delta Romeo Charlie. Del out in south central Wisconsin. 73, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, Del. I enjoyed it. Nice to get a chance to work again. And the delay has been on my part. It has not been a good 5 to 6 weeks around here. That's another story down the road. But hey, we got her in tonight. Again, terrific signal. Give a look and a listen, see what you think. I think you sound good in my receipt, but nobody knows your voice as good as you do, so you be the judge. You and yours be safe but well as always. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm sure we'll have a chance to work again real soon. November 9, Delta Radio Charlie. A Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Del. 7 trees.
4 Juliet Lima Echo.
Whiskey Charlie, Mobile.
Is that a Whiskey 4 Juliet Lima Echo? Not again. 2 nights in a row?
Yeah, we just heard John as we was tuning across the band. Thought we'd give you a shout. We are going to try and follow you on your western trip and see if we can't make contact. I tried to break you before on 18 watts. And didn't have any success, so we're running about 57 watts right now, so hopefully we get a little better signal.
Oh, well, but now, careful now, that's going to do to your electric bill. You start bumping those watts up.
Well, it saves on the G90 because I'm only running 3 watts through this little homebrew amplifier. Anyway, we're having fun with it. Won't hold us too long because we know there's an awful lot out there. But you are 20 over here in South Carolina. And just wondering what kind of power you're running now as compared to what you'll be running in the park.
Well, there's always going to be a little difference, and I'm hoping propagation will be on my side. We're going to try to find altitude when we can. That may not always work, of course, but you don't know until you try, and so we're going to give it a go. That would be a really, really nice contact between the two of us, your QTH and say the Devil's Tower up in Wyoming, which is one of the spots that we want to go visit, and we're going to see if we can at least take a little bit of time to set up and at least call out for a little bit. We'll see how that works. But yeah, that'd be a terrific little contact between the two of us. And we don't want you using that G90 too much there. I think you told me before either caps at 20 or 25 watts, something like that. But I'm sure you've got a few other secrets up your sleeve there, don't you?
Yeah, this thing normally peaks out at 20 watts. We never run it at that. I think the highest I've ever run it is 18. But now I've got this little amplifier with a pair of IRF 530s in it that, according to the internet, should run at 100 watts. But, if you get it at 100 watts, it starts having spurs and oscillations. It does pretty good up to about 60. We're running about 57 on peaks right now, and I'm thinking I'm going to back it off to 50 here. Okay, now we're down to 50 watts. See if that should clean the signal up. Hopefully it should have been okay before. I do have the filters in line here to get rid of any spurs, but anyway, we do have more power available if we need it with the other rig, but I'm going to try and work you the whole time you're out west with the low power. Over.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, we're supposed to let the antenna do the work anyway. At least that's what I'm trying to do here. we have some support equipment, of course, but we like to let the antennas do the majority of the work. At least that's what my Elmer told me years ago when we got this thing started. So, the dipoles are pretty easy, not to mess up, but it's just not going to be, I don't think, functional out there. We're going to try to set up quick. We don't want to have a big footprint. Well, I think I told you last night, we want to kind of be inconspicuous, and that little manual screwdriver is rather inconspicuous, and we want to keep it that way. So again, it may not work at all, but we're going to give it a go and see how it does, and we'll just kind of keep our fingers for the best.
Okay, we'll keep an ear out for you. Have a good rest of the night there, Randy, and we're going to go in and listen on the TV to you on YouTube. Anyway, 7-3 to you and all the rest on the frequency here. And the band does sound like it's decent tonight, so I just hope it holds up for you when you head out west. 7-3, W4JLE.
Hey, always a pleasure. Yeah, I hope it does too. And if not, it won't be from a lack of trying on my end. But it's just the way it works out. We'll hope for the best and see what happens. If I make one contact per day, it's a success. I'm hoping that we can come back in this direction to the home QTH, get a chance to even, for you and I to work. That's probably one of the longest trips that I will probably have, unless I can get into my friend Armando up in New York and a couple of others in Pennsylvania. But we'll just see where it goes. Again, we don't know, but we're certainly going to go give it a go and find out. Hey, 2 for 2, last night, tonight. Maybe tomorrow we'll make it a trifecta. Always a pleasure. And 5.9 plus signal. So again, you're making your antenna work as well. Hey, take care. We'll have a chance to work again real soon, probably tomorrow night. I'll be here, you be here. We'll make it a date. Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, a Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again. Take care, 7-3s.
7-3.
Okay, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City, QRZ. Any other stations? Come with the call, please.
Whiskey 9 Tango Sierra Bravo.
Whiskey 9 Tango Sierra Bravo. That call sounds familiar. Must be Illinois or Indiana hitting us again. Go ahead.
Roger that, Randy. How you doing? It's Chris here.
Yeah, there it is. The logger's a little bit late. Of course, I already knew with the Tango Sierra Bravo. Just waiting for the rest of it to come up. Well, how are things going on this evening there? Go ahead.
It's going pretty good. Just playing a little radio. Been hectic past couple of weeks at work, but you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. But one of the new things that I got going on is I've actually got accredited to be a VE by the ARRL and GLAAGR, and participated in my first testing this past Friday. Over.
Oh, how cool is that? Well, congratulations. That is great. So, that puts a big weight on your shoulders, to make sure that we're getting the right operators there, Roger.
Oh yeah. I did a test on Friday this past week, and it was a young lady, and she was testing for her technician license, and this was all virtual online, through Zoom. And so, while she's taking her test, we shut our cameras down and our audio off. That way we don't distract her. And, we kind of get a cue when the test is done, and seeing, she said she passes. And I can tell you, watching her knock that smile on her face, she was so happy.
And that's got to be very, very, such a wonderful feeling, as an examiner, the responses that you get. I mean, I know you have to give out some bad news from time to time as well, but I can imagine, giving them the thumbs up, the good news would be, something very special as well. I think it's terrific, man. Hey, good for you. I didn't know that was in the works for you, but and you've got your first one under your belt. I guess I know where I need to come to if I want to upgrade myself there, Roger.
Oh yeah, Roger that. Yeah, it made my Friday. Yeah, Friday wasn't a bad day at work, but it was a fun day. And having that at the end of the day, right after work, kind of made the weekend very good for me.
Oh, I can imagine. And not you, and the person that passed as well. I'm sure it made her weekend too.
Oh yeah. After she did her test, we kind of had an interview with her a little bit, and I think she's studying for her general to take that in a couple months and all that stuff. But I hope she carries on and really gets into the hobby.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. Well, I did hear was listening to a QSO yesterday afternoon, and some really good advice from one operator. Another one had just gotten his general, and the other ham says, well, just keep going. Now that you've got that under your belt and you just got through doing it, it's still fresh in your mind on the testing. You continue going and going. It's a lot harder, to wait several years, or the case may be, to try to do that upgrade and kind of start from scratch, so to speak. And that's really, really great advice. And I look back at it, maybe that's what I should have done as well. But I was very happy and that I was able to do the tech in general at the same time, at the same location. And maybe I should have moved on from that. But I'm certainly happy this. But there's a lot to be said about that. When that stuff is fresh in your mind and you're wanting to maybe look at it, just keep going. Keep studying the additional material, and just kind of move from there. Second contact tonight was a new AG out of Florida, and had just got his on last Thursday on the 20 meters. We were just talking, and first contact into Missouri, which I thought was really nice. And he says the whole world has opened up for him. He did the tech and waited a couple days, and went in and took the general, or whatever the week time frame. Wasn't a very long time frame, and there's a lot to be said about that, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I think when I did mine, I got my tech, and then probably, I think it was like maybe a month later or 2 months later, got my general, and then it was about 3 weeks later I went back and got my extra. If I was more diligent in studying, I would have done my general and extra at the same time, but kind of juggling work and everything, you got to take it in phases, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't even studying for myself. I've got a friend of mine about 4 or 5 miles to the southeast of me, and we're just old sea beers. And in the evenings we'd get on 11 meters and we'd just talk. And he mentioned that he was looking at maybe getting his ham license. Wanted to know if I would help him study. And he was in his early 60s at the time, and I said sure. So he got a test manual and I got one, and we'd be on 11 meters going back and forth, and I was trying to help him study, not realizing it was doing the same for me. So we went to the next upcoming Ham Fest and went into testing, and we both did our test, and here we are today. So a lot to be said about it there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Especially with the online testing now, since the pandemic and all that stuff, it's kind of opened up a whole new avenue for people to get their licenses, and I think that's been the uptick in people getting their tickets in these past year and a half or so. There's been being able to take the test online, basically schedule an appointment and then take it. You don't have to wait for a club to have open testing or a ham fest or anything like that. It just opens the possibilities up a lot easier.
Yeah, I think that's good as well. I think it's always good to have new operators into the hobby, other operators to upgrade to general extra, that keeps the hobby going and so forth. And I think, of course, the last year and a half has really attributed to that. I don't know how many new operators that I've talked with since we've been doing the YouTube thing, and within days of getting their license, and that's really cool. It really is, and and that's kind of what we need. We need to have this thing, continue moving. Some of the old hams, gosh, they went through a lot of hard times, testing and so forth, and maybe the newer ones today. And I really do appreciate where they came from and how they did it, and and working code and so forth, and just way above my pay grade, and not ashamed to admit it. But we do the best we can with what we got here, and we're hoping that it works out. Roger.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully I can get more tests under my belt and get some more people, more tickets and stuff like that. Well, hey, Randy, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to have to get myself tucked into bed and ready for the work day tomorrow. So we'll have 7:30 to have a good night, my friend.
Hey, Chris, always a pleasure, my friend. Hopefully do it a little sooner. It's not been your issue. It's been mine. Like I said, it's been an unusual summer. I'm hoping we're past all the problems with radios and antennas coming down and weather and so forth. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hey, you know how it is. Be safe, be well. Nice to work you. And we've got this big trip coming up 1st of August out west. Hopefully we'll have a chance to make a contact when we're out doing portable as well. Hey, take care of yourself, my friend, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Whiskey 9, Tango Sierra Bravo. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7 trees. Okay, K0 RWB QRZ. Any other stations, come with the call, please.
Number 5, Whiskey Charlie, Mobile.
Give me the mobile station, the Whiskey Charlie. Give me the mobile again.
November 5, Whiskey Charlie.
Did I copy November 5 Whiskey Charlie out in the New Mexico mountains there, Roger?
Roger. Wendell, W-E-N-D-E-L-L, Wendell. We just arrived here yesterday, and I'm using a little ICOM 7300 with a buddy pole antenna.
Well, Wendell, I saw you on the chat, and I thought once about maybe giving the call, but some people just want to, come in and say hi on the chat, and not really listening. So I'm glad that you give us a shout. Nice to get a chance to hear you out there. Congrats, because you said New Mexico mountains, and the logger, of course, is pulling you up, south of Dallas. So I thought you were trying to trick me, but the buddy pole and the 7300 is working quite well for you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Randy. We're real close to Red River, New Mexico, a little place called Eagle's Nest. We're about 8,250 feet elevation. We are down in the mountains. It's a miracle, I guess, that I'm getting to this. But little buddy pole seems to be doing a great job for me right now.
Yeah, elevation is always your friend. 8,200 feet doesn't hurt at all, except for the lungs, so you probably don't want to walk too fast. But, we got a little bit of noise. We just hit our DNR. It took a lot of the noise away. You've been anywhere from about 5 and 5 to 5 and 7. Nothing to be ashamed of course. I assume if you're running the full 100 watts out of the 7300, or you got it backed off a little bit there. Go ahead.
Just 100 watts is what I'm running right now, and your audio is fabulous. Absolutely excellent audio. If I didn't know better, I would think that you were a professional broadcaster or something.
Well, I did that on purpose. I want you to know that. It was my whole intention. No, it is what it is. We let the equipment do the thing. We like to have the microphone and the radio get along, and I think so far it's done that. It doesn't sound very good in my headphones at all, but it sounds better on the air, and it also sounds better on the playback. So, that's kind of how it works. And I've told people several times, you can listen to yourself in the headphones or through a different receiver or to the SDR, and I don't really think it's going to be quite the same as it is if you can hear it in its natural state. And that's, what you're hearing on that end versus what I'm hearing on this end and so forth. And again, that's one of the reasons we started doing the live stream, because you can listen to it live, but also go back later on the recording and listen to it. And that's kind of how we made a few changes. So I appreciate the flowers. Had a lot of help kind of get this thing dialed in. And I think we've got it set the way we're going to have it. And this is about as close as what I sound like in person, whether that's a good or a bad thing. Wendell, go ahead.
Yeah, well, your sound is fine, man. Here was absolutely no problem. And back to you a little bit. I do not have my logging program with me on the trip, so I don't know if we have worked in the past. Tens and tens of thousands of contacts. after he said it before. So thank you very much, Randy, for coming back and picking me up. It's always exciting to know that you're being heard when you're operating a big snowmobile. And so 73 to you. God bless. Have a great evening, and I'll let you pick up all those other stations that are waiting to talk to you. N0, red, white, and blue, November 5, Whiskey Charlie.
Well, no, that's great, Wendell. We're going to be in your kind of situation here coming the 1st of August. We're going to be out Colorado, Wyoming, and South Dakota. We'll be doing be operating portable, batteries only, portable, and we're going to try to do the live stream on YouTube at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting challenge. So I know what it's like trying to be heard with what you got. We will not have this kind of antenna set up, of course. We'll have the same rig. We'll be a little lacking antenna-wise, but we did use it last night, and it seemed to work pretty good. So we're hoping the same way. So know what it's like, hoping to be heard. No problems in my receive. There's some noise on the band, but you came right through it. So enjoy your stay out there. Hope things go well for you in the mountains of New Mexico. And when you head back to the Texas area, be safe there as well. If you hear us again, by all means, give us a shout. You know how to kind of come through there. Always nice to see people on the chat, so that's one way to get through for sure. Hey, be safe, be well, Wendell. Take care. Enjoy yourself out there, and hope to hear you again on another portable. We'll do it again for sure. Mobile, portable, however you want to do it. It sounds good to me. November 5, Whiskey Charlie, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Wendell. 7-3s.
73.
Okay, K0, RWB, QRZ. Any other stations, please? And we got some stations close by. We'll try this again. Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations? Come with your call, please. I think I heard some kind of a Whiskey November station, possibly. Try it again.
Yes, sir. Kilo. Whiskey Nancy Julia. Okay, it's 10 here in Springfield, Ohio. Go ahead.
I think I got Springfield, Ohio. I think there's somebody either 226 or 224 just kind of building us up here. Was it Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey Nancy question mark?
Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey Nancy Juliet. Go ahead.
Okay, Whiskey Nancy Juliet. Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey Nancy Juliet. Well, let's take a quick standby. I'm going to roll down one and see if it's a little bit clearer, and we'll see if we can try this again. Well, I'm not having much luck either way. It seems like it's kind of blowing around. We're just trying to find ourselves an open spot, but a band looks like it's kind of crowded tonight, so we'll try it again. So hopefully that'll work for us, but I do appreciate you giving us a call. I think you said you're just kind of outside of Springfield there, Roger?
QSL running 6 watts on a G5 RV, okay?
Well, that's terrific. 6 watts with a G5 RV, and you're 5 and 7 in my receive. That's terrific.
Your location is, because I'm here in Springfield, Ohio, about 20 miles east of Dayton, the old hand-vented site, and about 35 miles from Columbus. Go ahead.
Oh, fine business. Well, the name here is Randy, the QTH. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, right on the I-70 corridor there. Go ahead.
Oh, very good, very good. I bet you saw a lot of photographs through your area for the Springfield. They had their wedding out there last weekend.
Yeah, we do tend to see quite a bit of traffic that comes up and down the road, no doubt. Yeah, all days and nights, of course. Not a long distance. It looks like about 540 miles as the crow flies. But again, that's one thing I like about 40 meters. 20 meters we wouldn't be able to talk to each other, probably be flying overhead. But 40 meters is really nice. You get to work some of these stations close by, and always great signals and great audio here on 40 meters as well. There, Roger.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, you pop back to 20 over, or not 20 over, sorry. Kilo Alpha 8 Whiskey November Japan.
No, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for giving us a call, and the audio sounds really good as well. Considering what you're working with, of course, 100 watts in a wire or even less here on 40 meters always seems to work out quite well. But the audio's spot on as well. So great setup there at your QTH, doing really good. Hey, you and yours, be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you hear us again, give us a call. We'll just kind of pick it up where you left off. We appreciate you taking the time this evening. Kilo Alpha 8, Whiskey November Juliet, this is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3s.
Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Golf.
Gosh, that sounds familiar. I was wondering when you were going to chime in.
Well, I've been trying to. I just, the other people just must have more power than I've got, over.
Well, you just got to talk a little louder. Or what you want to do, Todd, is hold the radio up really high in your left hand and hold the microphone in your right hand, hold it down real low by your knee. It always works well at my QTH.
Yeah, then I just got to make sure I'm pointing in the right direction, right?
Well, they take your left foot, point it in my direction, okay, and that'll you'll be 20 over.
I've been thinking today and trying to figure out how I want a hex beam really bad, but until I can afford a hex beam, I've been thinking about trying to figure out what the best option for an antenna is that I can get directional. The one I have now is an 80-meter off-center fed dipole. It points mostly north, northeast, south, southwest, and I get great signals in those directions. I get Australia and New Zealand just about every night. But when I start going in the other direction, trying to go north, west, or southeast, I have some issues, though.
Well, that's why you make one and you go the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to figure out what I don't really need it on anything other than, well, maybe 40, but mostly 20 is where I would like to have it. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what the trees I've got back there, what's my best option. But anyway, brother, it's great to hear you. Been missing catching up with you. How you been?
Well, what do they say? Better than some, worse than others. It's been an interesting 4 or 5 weeks. You know some of the story, and I'd like to think the worst is behind us. We got this rig back, a week or 10 days ago, and then we had then the 7300 went down. We got it back, so it's sitting here staring at me. We don't have everything down in Studio B. Studio B is kind of packed up because that's what we're going to take with us the 1st of August when we go out to our western trip. So there's really no need to break that stuff out. The 7300 will not be going. We're going to take this one with us as well. And we've got to figure out the mic situation. We won't be able to take this boom. We've got a headset, a Heil headset. I think we're going to try to give that a go. So I've got to get that on the air the next couple of days, Todd, and get some audio reports with it and see how it sounds. We used it on a different Yaesu radio years ago. And it's just a little bit easier, I think, to take when we're doing portable. We'll see how it works out. But, yeah, again, I can't complain. I'm on the air. We're making contacts. We got some new ones tonight and some repeats, which is always awesome. Get a chance to talk with you. So what's the downside? There isn't any.
Well, I'm glad you're back on. And I certainly hope that all the rough stuff's behind you. Yeah, look forward to hearing about your trip out west. That'll be exciting. I always wanted to do that, but I've never had the opportunity. And, brother, you are pegging 20 over 9 here in Kentucky, over.
Well, I'm running, I got 95 watts. I'm keeping 5 watts in reserve to bust the pileups.
Well, that 95 watts is doing awfully good then there, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. I told people that years ago, and they always got a kick out of it. No, we're probably anywhere from about 7 to 712, but we try to run a little bit of power. when we're doing the live stream, because we weren't making any contact. People wouldn't be watching us because we wouldn't be making any contact. So, but really on this band, what you're doing, the thing is your signal's not crazy. It's 5.9, but the audio, that's the difference. And that's the great thing about that radio. That's why I'm really glad you picked that one.
Well, I sure have loved it, and like I said, in the direction that the antenna's oriented, getting some fantastic DX. I'm just loving it. Almost every night, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, and some pretty cool guys. Last night, I talked to a guy in England who was riding his bicycle and pulling a trailer behind him that had his radio gear in it. And he said he had been doing that for years, either with a bicycle or he had like a little dolly that he had his radio stuff mounted on this little dolly that when he walked, he would pull it behind him and talk on the radio. So pretty cool stuff. But get to meet some neat people, Logan.
Yeah, again, the more time you spend out here on the air, the more time you spend in front of the radio, within reason. Sometimes the YLs get upset if you're here too much. But, I did, believe it or not, it may sound funny now, but in the beginning I did so much more listening, just listening to different QSOs, flipping the bands. We didn't have these digital displays and so forth. I mean, my radios were, basically analog setups and what have you, and that's fine. I mean, that's where everybody should start. If I'd have started with a 7300, I don't know where I've been today. I think that would have been just overkill. But, it's really, for me anyway, to listen to these QSOs, how people talk, information, how it was exchanged, and, the 10-minute check-in kind of thing, giving your ID and that kind of stuff. And just the more time that you listen and hear stuff on the air. And I told a gentleman earlier, with first contact, I heard him earlier on 40 meters, and nobody came back to him. I had to go up to 20 and talk to a friend of mine and came back down. And then he came and was my first contact. And, just listening and getting some information from these different operators. I mean, to me, that's what the whole fun is. And you've kind of had the good and the bad side. You've been out here for a long time, but just not on the air. So what we've done and how we've done it and who we've talked with and how we talk. And now you've got your voice on the air as well. So you've got a lot of benefit there, Roger.
Well, I'm sure you had to be on the air too. I did have a lot of and I enjoyed all that. And I appreciate it more, and it helps kind of figure
Well, again, it's been so long and haven't been on a regular basis for me to be here. I feel like I'm starting all over again, starting from scratch. And I put these calls in the log, I look them up, and it's been, 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months since we've had a QSO, and that's just not usual. The problem has been on my end. So, gosh, it's just kind of like, oh, wow, we're starting this all over again. What am I supposed to say? I can't remember what I did before, how this works now, and so again, maybe I'm just thinking too much through it, but I'm very, very fortunate, that we're able to do this, and people take the time to say hi, in the evenings, and you especially, and of course Alex and Christopher. Out in Ohio is really well represented. Michigan, we hear those guys all the time. Some of their stations I haven't heard here lately, but people take the time. Frederick down in South Carolina, I'm looking forward to that contact when we go out west. But yeah, it's a great community, and I'm sure you know that as well, Todd. You've been out here enough to know what's going on, and I can't think of anything that can be any more fun there, Roger.
Oh, yes, Roger. Well, I'm excited to see how your trip out west goes. Like I say, I always wanted to go there, but I'll just be anxious to hear how yours go. I'm way past my traveling days. I don't ride well. If I had to ride for 30 minutes, I'm not doing well at all. There's a lot of physical issues, but I don't get out much. But I live through the radio a whole lot. This radio, ham radio, has really helped me through a lot of difficult times the last little while, and it's given me something to do, kind of the time, kill the time, and meet some really neat people. And so I'm excited about that. Great to hear you, brother. I don't want to hog up the radio tonight. You've got a lot of people want to get to you. I just wanted to check in and say, hey, missed you, and I'll be looking forward to hearing you on the air as much as possible. Be looking for you all each night then. Take care, brother. I'm going to give it back to you, let you close out your final. But say God bless you and your family. Take care. Kilo 0, red, white, and blue. Well, I love saying that. You've got the most awesome call sign. This is Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Golf. 73, my friend.
Well, I was just going to say, you've got an awesome call sign. I think we all do, right? That's why they're all personalized. Yeah, it was just by happenstance. I was almost getting ready to get rid of that. I wanted that call because that's also my initials, not really knowing or putting together, what else it could have meant. I just thought it was cool because it was my initials. And then a friend of mine one time said, oh, no, you don't want to change that. That's also red, white, and blue. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll hang on to it. Always a pleasure, Todd. Anytime, anywhere, give us a call. We'll do our thing. If I see you on the chat, I'll know you're there as well. If I don't hear you on the air right away, we've had a lot of large signals tonight, so we're trying to grab them the best we can. And even got a couple of mobiles and portables, Wendell out in the mountains of New Mexico. That was pretty cool contact as well. So we've been really fortunate tonight. So, yeah, we've got another week or so here at the home QTH before we start heading out west. And really looking forward to trying to put that together. I'm hoping it will work really well. We'll see what happens. So you and yours, as always, be safe, be well, Todd. And we'll do it again real soon, I hope. If we're back out tomorrow, then give us a holler as well, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Todd. Take care, 7-3.
73, brother.
Okay, let's see. Michael is out there. Kilo Bravo 9, Mike India asked me to give him a call and see if he's out there. Kilo Bravo 9, Mike India, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Bravo 9, Mike India. Good evening, Randy. How are you?
Well, I didn't have to worry about hearing you at all then, do I? Listen to that signal. Boy, you're doing good tonight.
Yeah, I got the helicopters online. HT-41 finally went through a lot of trials, you could say, with it, and I think I got it working really sweet now.
Well, maybe I just read it wrong, Mike. I thought maybe you weren't able to get on the air. That's why I thought, oh, well, thanks for sending us the message. But, well, gosh, no, it sounds really good. Sounds really good in my receive.
I was upstairs talking to my wife, and I didn't have the radio on or anything like that, so it took a while to get it all warmed up and tuned up, but I managed to sneak in there.
Well, it's 10 over. In my receive, and of course the audio is just booming right through. So I think it seems like as the evening goes on, the band is getting better. I think I said the same thing last night as well, but it seems to be a little bit better tonight. Signals are a little bit more stationary, so to speak, and the signals are really strong. I got a message from Glenn down in Florida. It says we're 5, 6, 5, 8, somewhere around there, which is really nice here on 40 meters. So, yeah, we're getting it short and long, but, yeah, I'm glad we're making some contacts tonight. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm really happy with this radio here. I went through a whole bunch of things with the relay and all that, and I just thought to myself, what would I do at work? So I got an industrial push-to-talk pedal, and I hooked it direct. I got 2 switches inside of there, normally open switches. One goes to the radio, the ST-1000 I'm using right now, and one goes to the relay on the calling run. You step on the pedal, and they both simultaneously energize, and there you go.
Oh, that's too cool, man. That is really cool. And gosh, it's working. I would have never have thought of that. But, again, I've said it before, a lot of people will discount some of the older equipment stuff. And there's still a big following on some of the older equipment. And, the equipment has no idea how old it is. It's designed to transmit and receive, and it's really cool. And sometimes the audio is even as good or better than some of the stuff today, Roger.
Oh, by a mile, that's why I'm doing it. But the RCA tubes that came in this thing were basically very expensive. I think $400 a set, and very fragile. If you tune it wrong or something, it's like goodnight finals. So when I bought this thing on eBay from a silent key or whatever from an estate sale, I was going to convert it over to two 572Bs. When I opened the thing up, there's only one socket in there. It ended up being an IMCO 3-400 tube. It's this really big tube, and I upgraded it to a 3500ZG tube, which is really heavy duty. It looks really cool in there. I'm going to leave the cover on. It's like 1800 volts in there though, but yeah, this one cool radio. I'm still working on HT37. I think one of my mistakes was I was capping the thing. Usually I'd replace a cap, turn it on, try it. Oh, it still works okay. See the next cap. So I did a whole mess of them. Now I'm not sure what's wrong or whatever. And I got to redo the whole sideband on the radio. I've had that thing forever, so I'd like to get that thing back on the air. I got an SX111. That thing still looks like $1 million. I don't even know if I can do anything with it. Really use it, so it buys this thing. I love it.
Well, the sensitivity of the setup that you're talking about would not work here at my QTH. It would not last long in my hands. The more buttons that I have to push, turn, or pull, the more trouble I get into. So I need simplicity. I don't think it would work in my QTH. So I'm glad it's in your hands because it's working really good for you there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, yes. The FT1000, if you're talking about, is pretty simple radio compared to all the menus they have on the new radios. I'm sick of looking at computers all day. I need to look at a radio when I'm using a radio, not a computer. I do enough of that at work.
Oh, no, I totally get it. I do. I did talk, I had a contact last night, and he was talking to me on an MP, 1000 MP Mark V field, and there ain't many of those out there. I looked for the high and low for the longest time, and I found two. One was needing major repair, which is not me, and the other one, I'd still be paying for it. It just was out of my reach. But boy, it was such a terrific radio, and that whole series was a really, really, even to this day, still a great radio. Yeah, they don't have the menus. They just give you 50,000 buttons and stuff in the front, so there's really no menus. They're not driven that way. But yeah, I guess it's it's kind of a happy medium. You can find something that's somewhere in between. I had another Yaesu that it was all menus. An FT950, and once you get it set, you were pretty good. But boy, it was pretty rough in the beginning. And this one here has a few menus in it as well. Not terribly bad to navigate, but I certainly understand what you're saying about having buttons and knobs and so forth. But I always seem to get myself in trouble with those, Roger.
Yeah, it can be. You got to kind of review everything. This radio was a nightmare when I bought it, though, because UPS broke it twice, and I had to have it fixed, and then they never covered the insurance. So it was a $5,000 radio, brand new, so I didn't make out too badly. Actually, my Elmer back in the early '90s had two of these things, and he sat me down and said, "Go have fun." So I went on the radio. I was making contact with him as a control operator and all that, and so I was spoiled right off the bat with amateur radio using those two radios. That's about as good as it can get to this day, I think. There's not many radios out there that have that good of a receive to them, and the output on these things is just unbelievable.
Yeah, very, very true. We've been very fortunate with this radio, and one of the reasons we've even started that upgrading process is there's been a lot of advancements in receive technology, and it's like anything else. When you get older, it's harder to hear things and so forth, and so the receivers, have really come a long way. The receivers in that 1000 series were way generations ahead of their time. So I think they kind of match, what's kind of taking place today. So with the new advances of receive technology, and now we still are going to headphones, it helps a little bit. The YL doesn't have to hear, stuff on the other end as well. So you kind of find a middle ground, what works for you, what doesn't work. But I've talked with a lot of people with some of the older equipment, some of the Collins gear and stuff, and gosh, you're like, well, you sound so good. What is it? And you're thinking something relatively new, and it's not. But again, very creative bunch we are, and you're the prime example. You got this thing to work, with two different relays, and yeah, it's just amazing. Way over my head and my pay grade, but I have no problems listening to it there, Roger.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's what my education is in electronics and everything like that. And nowadays, electronics is just replacing boards. I think it's that board. I'll just plug it in. Okay, it works. Maybe you got to take a few voltages once in a while or wire a transformer, but there isn't anything like that anymore. And all these companies are afraid to let their employees have actual schematics to the boards because of copyright infringement. But it was like winning the lottery last week. I was out in Detroit, and right before that, I wanted the helicopters, it's a group, and I needed the right knobs for this amplifier, which are like, they're the holy grail, you're not going to find them. About 10 minutes later, a guy emails me back, and he had them. He had 3 of the 4, and he lived in the Detroit area, so I met him last week Monday, and he sold them to me, so now I got the right knobs, 3 of the right knobs on there. Fourth one we're going to have to find now. Maybe it'll take the longest to find, but wow, this thing was just all the luck in the world. But I just wish I could get the HT37 up and running. But that'll be fun when it is.
Yeah, and if there's any way it'll happen, I'm sure you'll make it work, no doubt. So, and listen, we're going to shut down here at the bottom of the hour. We wanted to take a minute when we cleared there real quick to see if we have any other, if there was any portables or mobiles and stuff. But hey, thanks for giving us a heads up on the chat. And like I said, I guess I just didn't quite read it right. Trying to do this and get on the air at the same time, whatever. I'm just kind of missed it. But anyway, I got the last part and said, hey, give me a call. So, Mike, I'm glad you did that, and glad we got to talk again. Again, sounds good in my receive. You've been bumping, really steady at 10 over. So it's working really good in my receive. Nice to see that the band is been holding pretty steady. So I do appreciate you giving us a heads up, and I'm glad we got a chance to talk this evening. And I'm sure we will again real soon, and hopefully before I go out west, and hopefully we'll get a chance when I am out west. We'll get out here on the air and see if we can make a few contacts. But hey, I do appreciate it very much. Nice QSO. Love listening to some of the info. Like I said, your world's above my pay grade, but I don't have a problem listening to as well. Hey, enjoy the rest of the evening, my friend. Thanks again, and I do appreciate you being out there. I know we've talked several occasions before, and always nice to hear some of the repeat stations taking the time to say hi to me. I do appreciate it very much. So take care, Mike, and we'll see you back here real soon. Kilo Bravo 9, Mike, India. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, sir. 73s.
73s, Randy. Kilo 0 RWB. This is Kilo Bravo 9, Mike, India.
All right, take care, my friend. That's K0 RWB QRZ. See, real quick, we've got any portable mobiles or QRP stations, if there's any out there, before we shut down here in a few. Any portable mobiles or QRP stations, come with your call. And we'll try it one more time. Any QRP portables or mobiles, come with your call, please. Okay, nothing heard. We've got time for one more call. See anybody else out there wants to say hi this evening. K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City, QRZ, any stations, come with your call, please.
Kilo Charlie 2, Whiskey Zulu, Fox City.
Kilo Charlie 2, Whiskey Zulu. Martin, good evening. How are you?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. You're my first contact on our new radio. We picked up the TDX10. It was delivered today, and we're basically setting it up. Hopefully our audio is sounding good. Hopefully you got a decent signal on us as well.
Well, congratulations. I think it sounds terrible. You might want to send it over to me and let me try it for a couple of months. I'll get it worked out for you.
That'd be great. There's so many settings in the Yaesu. I'm just keeping everything where it's set at. You're 5'9", and we're in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. Roger?
Oh, 5 minutes. Yeah, I've got you pulled up here on the logger, and I've got your grid square locked in there. Sure enough. Well, funny you say that. We're running the same radio. We've got the FTDX10 here as well. We've got it paired with the Heil PR781. So again, I'm good in QRZ. If you want to send me an email, I can send you the settings I use for this radio if you think it sounds good.
Yeah, copy that. Let me write down your call, or how do I contact you?
Well, I'm good in QRZ. I've got an email that's up on QRZ. You're more than welcome to send me an email and say, hey, we talked last night. I'd like to see about getting your transmit settings. I'd be happy to send them to you. If you think I sound okay on the air, again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. But I had some help with this. There are a few little things you can change on the transmit audio that I think will make the radio sound better.
Hey, Roger that. I still haven't figured out what ANC level is on the right side of the screen. Not sure. And when I talk on the power output, it only goes up to 50 watts on the radio. But I'm pretty sure I'm putting out 100 watts.
The AMC is the automatic mic control. That should be set anywhere from about 45 to 55. I think out of the box it's set at 50. You don't want it really any higher than that. It'll start to clip a little bit and not sound good. Your processing can be, 15 to 20, maybe to 25. Your mic gain the same way. And then your RF power, you can actually dial that in, of course, from, I think, down to 5 to 100 watts. But, yeah, your AMC is your automatic mic control.
Okay, roger that. So that should be under 50. My audio, my mic gain, that should be under 50, and the processor as well, correct?
Well, again, the automatic mic control can be anywhere from about 45 to 55. I think if you start getting any higher than that, it can start to clip a little bit, and your audio isn't quite as clear. And your processing, again, it doesn't take a lot of processing on this radio. It would really depend on any kind of different microphone. I assume you're probably running the stock mic since you just got it, maybe not. So I'd always kind of lean a little bit more to the conservative side than having it a little bit on the hot side there, Roger.
Okay, roger that. I basically turned everything down now. I probably had everything up to high. I am running a Heil mic as well. It's the M-something 10, I believe it is, or HM10. But anyway, I just made a bunch of adjustments. Hopefully you got a good signal on it. Your signal was 5.9, and hopefully we're doing the same.
Yeah, Martin, it sounds fine. You're anywhere from 5 and 7 to 5 and 9. It's kind of wavering back and forth. The audio sounds fine. That's the HM10. I'm familiar with that microphone as well. Since it's such a new rig, there's not a lot of audio settings out there, on the internet. So you kind of a happenstance. I was very fortunate. I've got a friend outside of Louisville, and sounds phenomenal. He's got a 101D, and we got talking one night, and I said, hey, I'd love to get your settings, and he did. He sent them to me. So that's what we're using, except I made one little small change on the mid-levels, but it does seem to work for us. Like I said, if you're interested, I'd be happy to send those to you as well.
Okay, copy that. I just need your call again. Write it down. Go ahead.
Yeah, the call is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Kilowatt 0, red, white, and blue. The handle is Randy, QTH, 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, copy that. 00RWB, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, we thank you. I don't want to tie up the frequency here, and I guess I sound all right. You're hearing me, and I'm giving you somewhat of a signal. And there again, we're only running 100 watts. I got to order the cable so I can hook up my amplifier.
Yeah, you make sure you get the right one. I didn't initially. You can use a regular RCA cable. I don't recommend it, but you can do that. So you get the one with I think it's a 7-pin. Very well worth it. It does protect the rig and the amplifier. So, hey, congrats on the new rig. And again, it sounds good in my receive. Sometimes you can tweak them, sometimes you don't need to. We are live on YouTube, so if you actually want to hear what the radio sounds like, we're also recording this. So if you want to listen to our QSO on my YouTube channel, you can go to YouTube and put in my call. That's my channel, and look for the video with today's date on it. And about an hour and 20 minutes in is about where we started. And give a look and a listen. But you're the last one tonight. We've got to shut it down. We're at the bottom of the hour. But I do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call. And I'm hoping that we'll have a chance to talk again real soon. Kilo Charlie 2, Whiskey Zulu, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, Martin. Take care. 7-3s.
Okay, 73s, and thanks for the information and letting me in here tonight. KC2, WWZ, McCoy.
All right, sounds great. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City, thanks everybody being out there this evening. Really did enjoy it.